Hey, Craig, let's get into some coffee talk.
Hey, I love it. I love doing some coffee talk.
Well, talk about what?
Dogs, daughters, whatever. It's coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Oh, Mr. Craig, it's coffee talk.
It's Jangling
coffee
Jason jabbing some Jawas.
We're still looking for that jingle. Jason.
Hey, if you've got a jingle, text it to 520-214-2219. You could win a free t-shirt.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Well, then they're going to be clamoring for that.
They sure will.
Clamoring for Craig.
Jangling Jason jabbing with Jawas.
Yes.
Are Jawas the little dudes with the red eyes?
I think so. The hee.
Yeah.
Makes a noise like that. I think
what
so.
they do. Oh, that's what
Something
Ewoks
like
do.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, actually, they have that big.
But they always. It's like a squeaker toy.
That is right. Great. One more time.
Let's get on track here.
I think you nailed
Settings. Thanks. Well, perfect. That's a coffee talk. Today, I would like to talk about something funny. Actually, no, it's not funny at all.
Oh.
But it is something that I've thought about a lot.
Oh.
And it's something about setting goals too low. We always talk about like mindset, right? And like you can do anything you want and all that stuff. But do we actually believe it? I think it's funny. Like, why do I keep saying it's funny? Because it's not.
But you mean funny weird, not funny haha.
Yeah, right. But when I look back at my past or whatever, I look back and I set goals, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, in hindsight, I set the goals too low. Why didn't I set the goals ridiculously high? And I think that people do this. We do this as humans because we don't think that we can do stuff. So in order to be okay, it's back to the failing thing. In order to be okay with ourselves, it's like if we set this goal and we don't achieve it, our ego's not crushed. But if we set it too high and we don't achieve it, then we might feel like a little crushed with that goal. But like going back, if we would set those goals higher, then we probably could skip a lot of the work it takes, because you set this goal that's 5 steps higher, but it's kind of off in a different direction. Then when we hit that goal, then we set another one, right? And then we set another one, and then we set another one to get where we're at now. Where if we just had that clarity and set that goal really high, we probably could have skipped a lot of those steps and a lot of that time.
Yeah.
I think people just set goals too low.
They do. Well, it's that whole thing of I don't want to set myself up for disappointment. But that to me is kind of a settling mindset. And you don't want to go in
disappointing.
Settling, right? Like, I'll settle for this because I know that we can hit it, so I'm going to do this. Like, we go for stretch goals. We'll have the main goal that you have to hit in order to commission, which is 19K. I mean, it's pretty substantial. A lot of, I think the average producer across the country, at least in our circle, is like 12K.
In a PNC captive.
Yeah, it's like 12K. Not if you're in Colorado or Texas, where it's like they just hand it out like whatever. I'm just kidding, my friends, and like sausage. But
okay.
Then we'll have a stretch goal. So they know they have 19. They have to get that to get paid, and then to really go for it, they say their stretch goal, and that's what we put into our system, into old agency Zoom. So I'll say, what's your stretch goal? 30. Okay. Why don't you do 35?
Oh, I like that. Stretch goal.
Yeah.
I like to stretch.
So I think that it helps with okay, it's stretch, so I know that it's going to be very challenging to get there. It's doable, but it's okay if I don't hit it because it's stretch. Like, you've already it's not like there's no ramification for not hitting it, right? Versus the 19K is the minimum goal. Hey, if you don't hit that, you don't get paid. And there's no adjusting that. Like, that's not going to change if you got 13,000 3 months in a row. Like, it's like, oh, let's lower it to 12 so you can hit it. No, you just won't work here.
Right.
Did you fall asleep?
Goal. I like this stretch goal.
I fell asleep over there, Mr. Jason.
I was jiving.
I saw your eyes glaze over. You're like, how am I going to put stretch goal into my agency? No, I love it, though.
Stretching.
I like stretch goal. Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, no, I like it because it again, it eliminates the ego part of it. That's a huge part of people not, I mean, even like me, like, it's a huge part of why I, in the past had not put my goals higher.
Don't want to bruise your ego.
Yeah, because there is, and if you're honest, I mean, that's what everybody thinks, right? I mean, you don't like you when you did the bike thing a couple weeks ago, and you told everybody that you're going to ride on Tuesday, and the whole goal of that was your ego's on the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
You in hardcore because you told so many people to hold you accountable to it.
15
that you're
people.
not gonna, that you're not going to not do it at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So you're letting that, you understand, like, that's the ego, right?
Yeah. Maybe
that's the ego.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, your ego. Yeah. Otherwise, accountability is all ego.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to let someone down because you're not that kind of person.
Right.
Or you don't want to be made fun of because you don't want to identify with a loser.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So I did it.
And you did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, setting goals too low. Don't be afraid to set them high. Bypass some of the garbage of getting to the big goals by not setting the goals too low. And here's the other thing. People are going to make fun of you when you set high goals, especially if you're in a weird spot in your life. But dude, just do it. Like, going back to the other, just
remember when we met with Nick Ayers a few weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
And we it's for a future thing that everybody's gonna hear about down the road, but it was really cool in him talking about when he starts a new business. He doesn't just go in there and haphazardly, say, okay, well, I'm going to hustle. I mean, he literally lays out every single potential means of generating growth, and then he figures out how to do it, right? Down to who he's targeting. And I think the same thing. It's not just, hey, pick a stretch goal. Oh, 30,000 because that's a lot. No, pick 30,000 because you know that you can do X number of quotes a day. And from those X number of quotes, you're going to close X amount of business and work it backwards down to the dials. And the only way you don't hit it is by not doing the activity. Like, literally, that's it, right? So you say, oh, what's your stretch goal, Mr. Jason? It's 30,000. Awesome. Let's work that out. Back down to the quotes. Quotes, contacts, dials. And now they know, okay, either between them or some teleteam or whoever's creating the dials, they have to have that activity to get to their result. And now it's the only disappointing now, the only ego problem is with this is if you just didn't do it. It's like if I didn't go ride the bike, right? So
100%.
100.
Don't do that in public.
Yeah, that looked painful.
Yeah.
They and that's it. Because now you can instead of holding them accountable to their personality or whatever, you're holding them accountable to the plan that's been created.
Yeah.
Hey, we agreed that this was your stretch goal, right? Yes. Okay. And then to get there, we identified that this was what needed to be done, right? Yeah. And you committed to it. So what happened?
Yep.
Well, I didn't feel like working. I don't know. I mean, and that's where it's not just, Darth Vader stomp and smash your fists, figure out what's going on. I mean, we agree, I thought you said you wanted to do this, what's going on, man? Like I'd rather be the coach of the thing than the auditor, right? The auditor, nobody likes the auditor. You come in and you're the coach. It's like, hey, buddy, what's going on? What happened here? You know, you got to help them, and they're going to grow. And I think that it, formulating it this way, works. And there's evidence from the way that we're doing it because people aren't leaving, and
right.
The benefit of not having turnover is, dare I say, huge.
Huge.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. So many
I
good
looked up
ones.
haphazardly.
Oh.
In a manner lacking any obvious principle of organization. I didn't know, I was like, is it hap or is it half? But it's hap, and it's one word. Jason's not very literate. Dude, I did really well when I went back to school and I went back to English and I was writing and stuff. I did really well when I dove in. But I think like a year or two of not doing that and not practicing.
Yeah.
You go back to Google, you accidentally spell something wrong and it always changes it. So then I was just talking to Brandon about this. Then after that, it's teaching you to spell it wrong because every time you spell it wrong, it corrects it.
There's no consequence to spelling it wrong.
No, you want to spell it wrong because you achieve your goal. Because at least when you spell it wrong that way, it corrects it to the right way.
Pretty soon you won't even need to spell it. You just think it and it'll pop up.
Yeah. We're going to be like, what's that Pixar movie with the robot and everybody's in their chairs with screens.
R2-D2.
No. Well, if you know what movie that is, please text it to Craig at 520-214-2219.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Mr. Roboto. And that's a coffee talk.
That's a coffee talk.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, Mr. Craig.
That was another awesome episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if people want to get a little bit more action and learn how to write 100,000 in premium off of even the worst internet leads, where could they go?
They can go to live.teledudes.com.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Are we going to be there?
Yes. It's a weekly call that we're doing right now it's live, and it will show you the process. The entire process is super awesome.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sign up right now, live.teledudes.com.
Live.teledudes.com. That's live.teledudes.com.
Hey, Craig, there's a new community that we are starting that I cannot wait to tell everybody about. It is our live texting community where you and I are going to answer people's questions and give them free content, right?
Are you kidding me? We get to talk to them?
Yeah, which is awesome, but they have to opt in. They have to text us at 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
Nice.
Craig, are you going to respond to these texts?
I'm going to respond to them for sure. Live.
I'm into it too. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be our new texting community where we're going to get back to everybody that we can and drop some crazy content, free content, and free the calculator that you just came up with. That's right. The calling calculator, sales material. I mean, everything for insurance agents. This is it. It's the best texting community out there for insurance agents.
Well, what the heck is that number again? I can't remember it.
It's 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
I love it. I'm going to text it right now.
520-214-2219.
All right. I'll see you later, Mr. Jason.
Bye, Mr. Craig.
Wait, do they even listen to this on the radio anymore?
I love it. I love it.
Nice.